Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here on, of course, Cruising with a Case Handler. And it feels great this morning.
Are we live on 93.5 as well?
Live on 93.5 as we speak. Stenmar is putting us live.
I like it. I like it. Good thing I signed on a little early today. You would have been all by yourself. Welcome back. Is this your first time? Is this the first time for you back in New York City?
Yep.
How does it feel?
Feels good, man. Feels terrible.
It's quiet. Downtown is eerily quiet, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Looks like Conrad's about to sign on, and pretty soon we'll be. I can't say it yet because it's not official, but you know what this means, right?
Yeah, we know what that means. You know. So here we are, man. So much going on. Gotta say it's good. What's been happening with you, Adam? Man, we're seeing that we are already cruising with a case handler, but we'll do it officially. What's been happening?
We are we're doing some big things, as they say, big things indeed at the personal injury department. I mean, we just talked about the other day that on Friday, less than a week ago, I settled the case for $925,000. So that was pretty unbelievable. Client came in Monday. Actually, it was a wonderful experience because I had two clients come in Monday to visit me. One of them was signing for a $925,000 settlement, and the other one was signing for a $25,000 settlement. That was the maximum insurance available to him. We got him the full amount, $25,000, and they were both in the waiting room. And right now in the waiting room, we have everybody socially distanced. But I was overhearing their conversation because I was coming around the corner, and they were both talking about how wonderful an experience it was being a case handler client. And I remember them saying, handler's the man, blah, blah. And I was just listening for a second, and I know that sounds, I don't want to sound like creepy, but listen, part of the thrill of what I do, part of the thrill of what I do is making people happy. Listen, I've developed a beautiful practice for personal injury. I'm in a great law firm, Pollack, Isaac DeSico, and we're getting tons and tons of money for clients. I mean, literally millions and millions. I could say it over 120 times, the word million, $120 million in my career. But when you hear real people talk with each other, without anybody else really listening or thinking they're listening, that just makes me feel so good, because as a professional, I strive for perfection, and nothing could ever be perfect, but man, I try to be as close to it as possible. And that's what the firm does as well. Conrad, the managing partner of the firm, although it does say Donna Pollack on his screen right now, he is the maestro, and he's been practicing immigration law for over 36 years. And I really do challenge anybody out there to say that they have more experience with successful results legalizing your status here in the United States other than Conrad Pollack. And he's built a powerhouse law firm when it comes to immigration. So let's make it official. It's 8:30 a.m. Hopefully we're live on 93.5 FM. I know we're streaming live on Facebook right now. But the good news, okay, excellent. But the good news for you guys is that I'm Adam Handler. I'm your case handler. We're Pollack, Isaac DeSico. And now I can say it because Conrad's on. You are officially cruising with the case handler, a show by attorneys here to answer your legal questions for 100% free. It's our way of giving back to the community that's embraced us for so many years. All you have to do is take our number and give us a call. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. PPID stands for Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Or you can just say it like this. Hey, Squeeze, you down with PPID?
Come on, you know me.
All right.
There you have it, folks. Definitely what it is. It is definitely cruising with the case handler. And I'm here today. It's good to be back in New York City, literally in New York City. And man, it's a different place. It's a complete
The
different.
first day back is the weirdest day. I get it. So I know you feel a little out of your element right now. I get it, but
Yeah, I really, really do. But anyway, we're here to do business. This is a show about personal injury and immigration. And you heard Adam touching on both areas. And we are here to make people understand that they can reach out to this firm and get free phone consultations. All right. We've got the head man right here. He's already on. I'm surprised that I was trying to surprise everybody, but Adam always sneaks in there. I was going to start the show, pump the show up for like 4 minutes, get everybody following and everything. Then boom, you guys be logging on, introducing you one by one. But Adam snuck in. And then, of course, Conrad Pollack snuck in. Conrad, good morning. How's everything over there?
Hey, good morning. Everything's good. Just living the dream, as they say.
You're living the dream. There's so much I want to talk to you about, man. But if I talk to you about it, Adam will kill me.
No, it's all right. We today is the day that we really need to inform everybody out there as to what's going on in immigration. I just saw yesterday Trump's the administration's new attack on DACA, so we can talk about that. And we can talk about
good. Okay. It's full on then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
we can talk about DACA, what DACA is. A lot of my friends that watch the show find it very interesting because. Listen, there's a whole world of immigration that most Americans have no idea about, right? I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Conrad was born in Brooklyn, New York. You were born in Jamaica. Your parents immigrated to the United States and legalized their status. And now your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren will have no issues. But there are people that aren't as lucky as we are. Being born in the United States in many ways is like winning the celestial lottery. There's nothing I did right to become a U.S. citizen. I was just born here. But my grandparents, my grandfather immigrated to the United States. My grandmother was born in Brooklyn. That's just, we're all immigrants. And a lot of Americans don't really understand, truly what it means to be an immigrant and what the challenges are for legal immigration here in the United States. And that's really what we focus on, legal immigration, right? We're not trying to sneak anybody across the border. We're not trying to trick the government into letting people stay when they shouldn't rightfully be able to stay. We're here to help guide our clients through the legal system in the immigration courts. And that's what we do. And we fight for our clients like their family. Same thing and same approach for personal injury. When a client calls me, and we can talk about this in a little bit, the calls are starting to pick up again now that everything's kind of reopening, unfortunately. I guess good for business, but terrible for reality that people are getting into accidents. When we take those phone calls, we take them just as serious as if your cousin called saying, hey, listen, Adam, I got into an accident, I need your help. Because that's how we roll. We know one speed and one speed only. We know that you got one chance to get this right. There are no redos in personal injury. And that's why we say one chance, one choice, your case handler team at PPID. And I can't stress that enough. So everybody out there listening, you may not need us right now, or you may need us right now, but you won't know until you make that phone call. We have people calling us all times of the day, even asking what they think to be silly questions with respect to immigration. But there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's only a stupid mistake because you failed to get the information you need to be successful in your endeavors. So I'd rather you ask the stupid question than make the stupid mistake. 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID-LAW.
What I want to make clear, though, Adam, before we go to the maestro, which is Conrad Pollack, head of the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, and the firm that you're a partner in, what I want to make very clear, everyone that's tuning in right here on 93.5 WVIP FM, everyone that's watching us on Facebook, I would love for all of you to dial the number. And the reason why you're going to dial the number, the consultations with the attorney happens to be free. Now, please do not take that for granted. They did not have to give free phone consultations. I've worked in the past, ages ago, with attorneys. They never, ever in the history of my working with them gave any free consultations. I made it happen with Adam Handler, the Conrad Pollacks, and the Nelson Madrid. So I would love for everyone to actually have the number, dial the number. The number, once again, dial it now, and you will get a free phone consultation off the air with the attorneys. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You dial that number and you say, hey, I would like a free phone consultation with one of the attorneys on immigration or personal injury. It doesn't matter. 844-774-3529. And it doesn't matter where in the United States you are. They can help you in the capacity of immigration. And obviously, with personal injury, it's in New Jersey and New York. But reach out to them, 844-774-3529. I was blown away yesterday at around 8:30 or so. I reached out to one of the attorneys, Nelson Madrid, 8:30 p.m. And he actually got on the phone with a potential client in Illinois. That's expediency. That's what I'm talking about. And the potential client was very happy, okay, and said, they love you guys and they're going to be going with you guys. That's what I'm talking about. So ladies and gentlemen, get that free phone consultation and then you hire them. PPID, ladies and gentlemen, 844-774-3529. So let's talk immigration. What's going on, Conrad? What's going on in this world now? What is this orange guy up to now?
Well, it's just, it's another day. What is it, Wednesday? So, okay, another new restriction. The Supreme Court, 2 weeks ago, came down the decision allowing DACA to proceed, basically finding the Trump's administration, their attempt to terminate the program was done improperly. They didn't give it was basically the DACA program was upheld on a technicality. They basically said the Trump administration didn't do what they were supposed to do in canceling it. But now, of course, they're trying anew to cancel it. They put out a new instruction yesterday that they're not accepting any new applications while they review the program. And there are various reasons that they devised to come up with this new restrictive program. They're basically trying to flout the law. The Supreme Court just came down and said, keep it going. And now here they are once again trying to destroy it. And it's funny how the Trump administration says, these kids, we got to keep them here. Trump's always saying, they're great kids. And well, sometimes he says it. But meanwhile, every chance he gets, he tries to get rid of the program. It's just, as usual, it's just nonsense, one more restrictive policy after another. But basically, the DACA program does currently exist. If you have DACA, you can renew it, although now they're limiting it to 1 year. Which is, again, another restriction. You can apply for travel authorization, advanced parole, if you have DACA, but you need a real emergency in order to qualify to get that travel authorization, which, by the way, that travel authorization can be really important. As I said, they're not accepting any new applications. Good morning, Alexandra. What a surprise to see you here.
Welcome to another attorney, Alex, okay, on the panel.
Alex is going to come in and talk about some new stuff as well that she's familiar with, so I don't steal all the oxygen on the show. But look, the bottom line is, if Trump gets reelected, DACA's gone. It's that simple. They're going to do whatever they can to get rid of it now, to restrict it now, but he can't get rid of it in full because of the Supreme Court decision. They're going to do everything they can to restrict it, which is what they're already trying to do as of yesterday. But if he doesn't get reelected, DACA will survive. DACA will become the law if Biden is the president. If Trump gets reelected, it's gone. So any of you people out there that have kids or relatives or friends or neighbors that have qualified for DACA, they're in limbo right now. Yeah, they have DACA and they have permission to work, although, again, it's been restricted and extensions will be limited to a year. But you want to get out there and you want to vote for Joe Biden, because if Trump gets back in, it's gone. There is no doubt about it this time around. It is gone. The Trump administration has been trying to use DACA as a bargaining chip to get to get money for his wall and to get rid of what they call chain migration and all that stuff. But the fact is, there is no negotiating going on right now, and they're still limiting DACA. Doing so, what they did yesterday, putting these restrictions on DACA, there is no reason, there is no negotiation. They're not talking to Congress about a change in the immigration laws right now. It's just the typical mean-spirited, let's screw the immigrants situation. That's all this is. So, Alex, am I exaggerating?
I didn't listen to the entire thing, but what I heard, no, you're actually too kind.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much going on, you know, but it's good to have you, immigration attorneys, and also a personal injury attorney on the show here on 93.5 WVIP FM, and also, of course, on Facebook. Now, before we ask you, Alex, to talk on the topic or what it is that you would like to expand or expound on today on Cruising with the Case Handler, I need to remind people, please, we're asking you to share what it is that you're watching on Facebook right now. I love the numbers as it is. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Linda, Denisa, thank you so much for doing what it is that you're doing. We're asking each person, if you're watching Facebook right now, share. I'm going to ask for you to share two things today. Share what it is that you're watching by clicking the share option, and share it on at least 10 individuals' timeline, your friends' timeline, groups, and also, of course, pages. And I'm also asking for you to share the phone number. So this way, people have the number of good attorneys helping them with immigration and also, of course, with personal injury. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Now let's speak with the lady that's on the panel today. Her name is Alexandra Bondagoff. And recently she actually helped out a friend of mine with a phone consultation when I was down in Jamaica. I want to tell you thanks, all right, for that, Alexandra. Seeing that my other friends were so busy, I couldn't find them, you know, although I found one last night, you know, thanks again. So Alexandra, welcome to the panel. Welcome to Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. Everyone knows they should call 844-PPID law. What do you have to talk about today? Talk to me.
A couple of news pieces that may be interesting to the listeners. From the questions that we've been getting on the show, I understand that many of them are somewhere in the process through the consular process of getting their immigrant visas. I'm hearing that all consulates are slowly reopening now, so that's the good news. There's no word yet whether they will prioritize immigrant visas where an immigration ban doesn't apply, but for those of your listeners who are in that process and are ready, at least documentally qualified to get their interviews, they should be contacting the consulate with any questions, as it will depend on the post itself when they will start interviewing people again and issuing visas. Another topic of interest is we now have confirmation that the new fee structure at USCIS will take effect sometime soon. The rule has cleared internal processing, and we're waiting for it to be published very soon. And some of those fees, as we have mentioned many times on the show before, will be increased significantly. And that's about, oh yes, and that's another, good news. USCIS will delay any furloughs, the ones that were initially announced for August 3rd until the end of August. So at least there is some hope that during that time there will be some funding deal on the Hill.
Yeah, Alex, isn't there something going on in Congress today or tomorrow about that?
Yes, their testimony, what the Democrats are trying to do is they don't want just to sign a blank check. They want USCIS to at least agree to some conditions. The biggest issue that we're having is that this funding crisis is largely due to USCIS's own
mismanagement.
Right, exactly. They basically created this by issuing a lot of RFEs, by receiving prior guidance that gave deference to prior adjudications. So there is testimony going on. It will be interesting how it turns out.
Now, if I can interrupt, just a little background. There's a $1.2 billion request out there for the service. They're looking for that kind of money from Congress to keep things running. The administration inherited a surplus, but they have turned that surplus into a deficit of over $1 billion. And why? Because everything to immigration, everything to the city administration is fraud. Every application basically that goes in has some fraud attached to it, or applications that were previously approved once, twice, three times. There's got to be some kind of fraud for that happens. So basically, they've hired all these additional people. They've created all these additional anti-fraud units, and of course, all of that costs money, and made every application out there much more difficult to get.
What about all these detainment centers? Does that all go to the immigration budget too? When you see on TV these?
No, that's CBP. That's ICE. That's not the USCIS. That's not funded. The USCIS is funded by user fees, by application.
Okay, so this is more like an administrative issue.
Look, USCIS is meant, when it was created, when the Department of Homeland Security was created, they took the Immigration Service, which is Immigration Naturalization Service back then, and they divided it basically into three categories. They made a USCIS, ICE, which is the police force for immigration, and CBP, which is border protection, and so on. USCIS was meant to be a benefits agency. It was meant to provide benefits to people. The enforcement arm of immigration, CBP, is ICE. CIS was meant to provide benefits. It was supposed to be a beneficent agency. But what this administration has done is turned it into one more arm of enforcement, and they've used up all the funds. They've scared people off in terms of people say, oh my God, I mean, if this easy application got denied, what's going to happen in my case? So nobody's filing. Plus the pandemic hasn't helped, obviously. So they've run out of money. And there is a school of thought out there that they've done it on purpose. You know, Stephen Miller, who is Trump's right-hand man on immigration, who's basically the brains behind the operation, he just wants to end immigration in total. So there is a school of thought out there that they did this on purpose to just destroy the immigration service.
Wow.
Whether or not it's the case, who knows? But the fact is, Congress, in support of what they're proposing, they're not just writing a blank check here. They're saying to immigration, you know what? You had the surplus, you blew through it. The reasons don't hold up. So they're looking for some kind of quid pro quo here, that if we're going to give you the money, you better do things the right way. And we'll see what that comes out, how that comes out. But this week there are hearings about this specifically. So we'll see what happens. But it's just a mess. Just a mess.
Let's give out that phone number. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're in tune to Cruisin with a Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. And the number, once again, to call is 844-774-3529. Everyone that's actually watching now, you will get yourself a 100% free phone consultation with one of the attorneys, privately and confidentially. That means off the air, but you got to call now. That number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774